Of sport now on BBC One. They think it's all over.
Hello and welcome to They Think It's All Over, the wind-assisted sports quiz. Our team captains are the types of brilliant, clean-cut, deeply talented English sporting heroes that, quite frankly, make you want to be sick. David Gower and Gary Lineker. On David's side, a man so bald that when he recently stood next to Bobby Charlton, they were both arrested for mooning. Lee Hurst. And Gary's regular partner, a man so hairy that his first TV job was as understudy to the Dulux dog, Rory McGrath. David's special guest is a footballer who's got round more defenders than Mandy Smith, Liverpool and England's John Barnes. And with Gary this week, a comedian who has been a lifelong fan of Dundee. That's the cake, not the football club. Joe Brand. The first round is called Excuses, dealing as it does with the pathetic excuses sportsmen come up with when put on the spot by an interviewer. David's team will take you back to the Cup final of 1971, the year when Arsenal sneaked the double.
George! He scored! George has done it!
So what was the excuse given by Emlyn Hughes when he failed to inspire his team to victory?
This was 1971.
71, yeah.
Was he 7? The thing is, I know Emlyn, right? And when you go around his house, he sits there, you have a chat with him, and he goes, And you keep saying, sorry, Emlyn, I think somebody's trying to nick me car.
Did they go into extra time that
It did
time?
indeed
Yeah.
go into extra time, yeah.
So
But if Arsenal hadn't sort of brought it back to equal the goals that they had at normal time, they'd have won or something like that, something sort of...
You're more cricket, aren't you, David?
I mean, in the true tradition of Arsenal-Liverpool encounters, I don't know if there are any Arsenal fans here, but...
yes.
Oh, well, there you go. I remember a game that we played against Arsenal in '89 when we battered them off the park. Had all the play and Michael Thomas
you had
scored in the
bats,
last.
that would help, wouldn't it, really?
Battered!
Oh, battered.
Battered! No, battered.
Because with a bat, you've got to chuck it.
No, hooligans there, no.
Vinnie Jones,
No.
Cameron.
So what happened in that one?
And in the last minute, and I think this was in extra time when they actually scored as well.
Yeah.
So in the true tradition of the Liverpool-Arsenal encounter, I'm sure Emlyn would have said that for 89 minutes Liverpool were on top and Arsenal got 2 lucky goals. Something along those lines.
So you think Emlyn said they were a bunch of lucky bastards?
Yeah.
You know that game in... you missed one word out.
Boring.
Oh, no.
May the 28th, 1989, remember, at Anfield. Were you playing in that game?
I was on the pitch. I was
That
on
would
That's an interesting distinction.
Yeah. Was it because he forgot his kit? and they wanted him to play in vest and pants? Because that used to happen to me at school, if you forgot your kit. It was a bit worrying because that was usually geography.
Let's have Emlyn's real excuse. This is what Emlyn had to say.
It was boiling hot and we wore these jerseys. They were brand fire new jerseys and they were so heavy you couldn't breathe through them.
Yes, that's right. Liverpool lost the 1971 FA Cup final because their shirts were too heavy. Emlyn, of course, a very bitter man, still smarting from being overshadowed by his more famous sister, Neris. Incidentally, the real reason that Liverpool lost may be somewhat simpler. Have a look at this. Have a look at the referee's reaction at the final whistle. I wonder if it's a coincidence that he got a lift to the ground with George Graham. Anyway, Gary's team, this is the Great North Run, which you'll no doubt have spotted doesn't feature the much-injured Steve Cram, who pulled out on the day. What was Cram's last-minute excuse for not spending a couple of hours flogging around the streets of Tyneside on a sweltering day?
He was no good at running. Not that then. Ides of March.
His shirt was too heavy.
I remembered. He'd been on the piss with Gazza the night before.
And Gaz had beaten him up outside a nightclub. No, I'm afraid not. Let's have a look at what...
Is it that he had an injury and he didn't want to run on roads because it would affect his leg more? That's a serious answer.
Because you do a bit of running, don't you, Lee?
I do a bit of running, yeah, but it's mostly like out of building societies on Crime Watch.
I think injury's a bit obvious, but I might give you 1 point for that. Well, let's see what injury-prone Crammy managed to blame it on.
Yeah, I was just beginning to get over the groin strain and the calf strain, then I stood on a Coca-Cola can on Tuesday night and twisted an ankle.
On the piss with Gazza, just as I said.
So, at the end of the first round, that means that Gary's team has 0 and David's team has 1. Right, the next round is our photo fit round. It's 1 point for each bit you identify. So, David's team, unstitch this monstrosity.
I can offer you something for the top half. That was Graham Gooch's first attempt at a hair transplant.
I think the bottom, the jaw, that's the construction worker from the Village People.
I just think it's Vinny. That's just it's Vinnie Jones. First thing in the morning, looks like.
Have you seen Vinnie Jones first thing in the morning then, John? Something you want to tell us about?
The moustache, is that Merv? Must be Merv Hughes?
That's right.
Oh, Red Rum, the horse.
Yeah.
Red Rum.
That's right. Well, let's split them up. You've got all 3 of those.
Have we?
Yes.
Blimey.
Red Rum.
Right, Gary's team, see if you can decipher this Hammer House of Horror.
Is that me?
Go on, do the smile.
I hate to say this, Lee, but he's a little bit more attractive than you.
Thanks,
He's
Joe.
not nice, but I'd give him one.
Is that me on the picture?
That's you.
Me? Well, I've got to go now, Nick.
You'll be back in a minute, though.
I will be, yeah.
I want to run my hand through your hair.
Well, I'll just take my trousers off.
It looks like Norman Tebbett's kid sister.
Is that the reason Lester Piggott wanted to sell on his own?
The top is Bobby Charlton, isn't it? Must be.
Yeah.
That's right, Bobby Charlton.
Don't know anyone else.
I think the bottom bit's Claudia Schiffer. After severe hormone treatment, which I will give her.
No idea.
No idea.
No idea.
No
really?
idea.
So you've only got 1 of those. Huh?
You think the eyes, well, I thought the eyes were Damon Hill's, but I thought if they were, Schumacher's eyes would have come in and knocked him out.
Okay, let's have a look who it is, in fact. We split them up. Bobby Charlton's head, Damon Hill, and Boris Becker. He's German, he's ginger, and he's called Boris. Bloody good job he didn't go to my school. Okay. So, at the end of that round, that means the scores are Gary on 1 point and David's team on 5 points. Okay, next up, the teams get to play with the electronic pencil. We stop a piece of sporting action at a moment which suits us, but not our teams. All they have to do is draw exactly where the ball went when Johan Cruyff took this penalty for the mighty Ajax. OK, David's team. You can go first.
What's that?
This is very interesting, John.
It's,
Are you saying that aliens invade?
Can I explain as well?
yeah, you better.
Yes, please.
Should I explain?
Yeah.
I think you better.
Okay.
Well, I haven't got a clue what that's about.
Gary's ex-manager and best friend, Johan Cruyff, was going to take the penalty. He just touched the ball to the side.
Yeah.
And an ex-Manchester United player called Jesper Olsen came running along, took the ball along, drew the keeper out, passed it back to Cruyff, who then came up and played the ball into the empty net.
He drew the keeper. He had a pen.
I tell you what, you sound so cocky. I hope you're bloody wrong. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah, I think John's wrong, right? I think what happened, right, is he did a bit of a waddle, right, and it went up here like that, and it hit that bloke, right. And what happened then? It was like a domino effect, and all the punters toppled over. They all sort of fell over like that, right, one by one, and that's how the Mexican wave started. This could take some time, Nick. So
OK, we'll take that as well. We'll take that as well.
Now, what happens is, the ball goes along here like this. A fan shouts at the ball, "Piss off back to France, you cheating bastard." The ball kung fu's this guy in the mouth. Goes round here. Shaves the middle of his eyebrows and gets a kiss from Alex Ferguson and a pay rise.
What actually happens here is their manager is on the bench.
Yeah.
And he's holding this number.
It's beautifully to scale, Gary.
It's a big one.
He's a basketball manager.
And their manager at this time, I don't know whether you know, was Graham Taylor. He actually substitutes Johan Cruyff just before he takes it.
In keeping the tradition, does Cruyff then whinge about it for the next 10 years?
OK, let's have a look what actually happened. And I think I'm going to give all 3 points to John. What was Johan Cruyff good to play under? When he was at if you know what I mean.
He played me on the wing. We didn't get on very well, really, but he was a good coach. Just didn't like me very much.
It's got to sound. I'll give a bonus point here, because you can say, you only get one guess at this, if you can do an exact impression of how Joe Mercer in the 1974 World Cup used to pronounce Johan Cruyff's name.
Johan Cruyff.
I'll give you one anyway. It was.
Thank you.
It was Johan Cruyff, he called him, for the World Cup. OK, that means, in fact, the score now stands at Gary on 2 points and David on 8. Right, it's half-time now and a chance to watch our team sweat, strain and bust a gut for no points at all. We've asked them to provide the voices to 2 bits of famous sporting film. David's team, your clip concerns a famous little chat on the cricket field between those 2 old cricketing chums, Mike Gatting and Pakistani umpire Shakil Rana.
Oh, God, I hope he doesn't mention me trousers again. All day yesterday, trousers, trousers, trousers.
Hold it, getting to square leg, please, now.
I don't believe this. All right, Shakur, what do you want?
I want your trousers.
You're not having me trousers.
Yeah, but they are such nice white trousers. I'm always wearing grey trousers. I want white trousers.
We're changing the dress.
No, change out here. I cannot wait a moment longer.
You're not having me trousers, no.
And I want your jockstrap too.
What?
This is a lovely jockstrap. I can see the outline for your trousers.
You're not having me trousers.
Beautiful fitting
Your
jockstrap.
mate ain't having me trousers either. I can't change in front of all these people. There's no way you're getting my trousers. We should be in the dressing room. Do it out here, no way. How can I change that here? I'm only this big.
always thought Gatting was a bit unlucky because he sort of got away with that, and then he got sacked from the England captaincy for an indiscretion with a barmaid, didn't he? And I always thought, like, if he'd sworn at the barmaid and shagged the umpire, he'd probably be chairman of selectors by now. Right, Gary's team, we take you back to the 1991 Cup Final and a moment of touching intimacy before the game when the Prince and Princess of Wales were introduced to Nottingham Forest and their manager, the great Brian Clough.
Let me say, what do you do? Oh, you're a footballer. How very, very interesting. And what do you do? Oh, you're a footballer. What do you, oh, you're a footballer. What a coincidence. I was just talking to a footballer.
Had you too. Do you want to score this afternoon, big boy?
Have you been drinking, sir?
Hey, you cheeky young man. With those ears, I thought you were the FA Cup.
I'm terribly sorry, I haven't got £400,000 in a brown paper bag.
Hey, I didn't say a bunk, I said a bonk.
Oh, very well then.
Hey, young man, don't walk away when I'm talking to you.
I don't know what he's been drinking, it doesn't smell like Carling.
That made me all nostalgic. It's so unusual to see the two of them together. And what a lovely pair of legs they are. I think there's a 90% chance of that one getting cut. Gary, what did she say to you when she spoke to you that year? Do you remember? Because you played in that game, didn't you?
She asked me for lunch, but I didn't go. She's more trouble than she's worth, that woman.
So nobody can say you didn't say that now, can they? Right, back to the competition, and the scores are still Gary 2 and David 8, and now it's time for Author. In this round, we ask the teams to identify anonymous chunks from the autobiographies of famous sportspersons. David's team, whose fascinating medical revelation is this?
I had received the usual inquiry about my availability to tour India and Pakistan, and had subsequently informed the TCCB that I was unable to go. Quite simply, I was afraid for my health, having lost my spleen as a 7-year-old.
Careless, isn't it?
Spleen.
Spleen.
What is a spleen?
Is the spleen a sort of a spleen?
Yeah.
I'm told it's a reservoir for blood of some description.
Oh, it's like a pub round my way on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's Geoffrey Boycott. There's no doubt about it. It is. He mentions his spleen every month. He's never got over it.
He got over his spleen?
Apparently stops him getting over other things as well, but sorry?
Are you serious? You can't shave? He's saying, it's quite a poor excuse, isn't it? You know what I mean? Most blokes just go, I've had a few too many to drink, you know, that's why I couldn't get it up. And he's going, that's my spleen. And I've had my appendix out, you know, so there's no foreplay.
Well, that's right, anyway, you get 3 points because it was, of course, Geoffrey Boycott. Apparently he didn't want to spend the winter amongst the squalor and deprivation of India, so he stayed at home in Barnsley instead. OK, now on to Gary's team. Which lovable family man wrote this?
It's a recurring problem with me. You name a hotel in England, I'm probably banned from it. I've made a rod for my own back by getting slung out of so many.
Mariella Frostrap. Yeah, me a fan.
It's 250. I've got the laugh.
Got the change. I'll give it after.
Yeah, right.
What was that? It doesn't matter.
All right, then.
I've made a rod for my own back. Is it emu?
Is it Alex Hurricane Higgins?
It is indeed Alex Hurricane Higgins. 3 points to you. Yes, Alex Higgins from his book Through the Looking Glass, although Through the Plate Glass Window might have been a better title. At the end of that round, Gary's team has 5 and David's team has 11. You going to do it? No, we can't afford to. OK, time now for the round our panels have grown to dread. Feel the Sportsman, in which our panellists blindfold themselves and have just 90 seconds to identify a famous sports person using their hands or any other bits of their anatomy they care to employ. David and Lee, you are first. If you'd like to come out to the front, take your blindfolds with you. OK, and can we have our first mystery guest, please? OK, your 90 seconds start now.
Is that you, Dave? No.
Leg up, mate. Wait, please, so you can see. It's Jock.
It's.
Do you know any of these sort of people with this? It's not Sergei Bubka, that's for sure.
Oh my God! Don't excite him, whatever you do. He's got a woody.
I think we know what he is.
Hang on, hang on. This bloke keeps budgies, doesn't he? He's got one here. I know it is. I know it is. He used to be old Bill and all.
Yeah, he's no stranger to this.
I think it's Jeff Capes.
Where have you got?
Absolutely correct. Well done.
I just thought, could you ask Jeff Capes to give me my skirt back?
Well, you're going to get a go now, Joe. So Gary and Joe, if you'd like to go up there with your blindfolds, please.
This is the first sex I've had for years.
And can we have our next mystery guest, please? OK, 90 seconds start now.
What's that?
Careful, Gary.
Is it a woman?
No, it's not, is it?
I think it's a woman.
Yeah. I'd have worn my hands if I'd known.
Gary, come here.
What's this?
Gary, now you can understand why we couldn't let Rory go up there.
Is it Vicky Hurst?
It's a woman. She's very good at badminton.
Ah, right.
What do you mean she's very good at badminton? What sort of clue's that?
Is it,
It's the sort of clue you're getting.
is it Lucinda?
Absolutely
Yes.
right. Well done. You know that. Lucinda Green, well done. So let's get this straight, Gary. You have a couple of pad arounds with your hand, and then it's first name straight out. That means at the end of that round, Gary's team has 8 and David's team has 14. And we go into the final straight with the all-conquering, strength-sapping, death or glory name game. Lee, you get to read out the names first. I haven't sealed that, so I'll pass it along to you. And your 90 seconds start now.
Oh. Commentators on motor racing. And there goes another. Yes, well done. Tennis player didn't get stabbed. Woman, her mate.
Graf.
Correct.
What's name?
Oh,
Steffi.
name. Right, there you go. American swimmer won loads of medals at 72 Olympics. Well done.
Sorry.
Hello, I used to play for Southampton and manager. She scored in the gymnastics 1972 Olympics.
Corbett.
No,
Olga Corbett.
Correct. He's a show jumper and you can sweep up with him.
Broom.
David Broom.
Correct.
Harvey Broom?
Finished 5,000 metre runner, had all his blood taken out, put it in a fridge, and then they put it back in again, and he ran really fast.
Frankenstein?
That isn't helping, is it? His first name is like that film about the dog. They go, so-and-so, come home. So-and-so, come home.
That's it.
Correct. He was in the England 96 World Cup squad. He used to take his teeth out before the game. Correct, yeah. Cricket player, big beard like ZZ Top, and he's got woo like that, and he's got initials.
W.G. Grace.
Correct, there you go. Australian tennis player, her surname is like that, under the gods. First name's like Murray, the athlete, 5,000 Scottish metre.
Yvonne Goolagong.
Correct, well done. Second one is like,
I can't believe you were trying to give Yvonne Gooley's gone. So what's this description of W.G. Grace? Big beard like ZZ Top used to go zzz. What is that?
I don't know.
Well, you've done very well. You've moved up to 25. So you actually need 17 to draw a level, Rory. Pass them along. OK, Rory, your time starts now.
Darts player, but also rides a horse. Jockey also, yeah. Only good England rugby player. Kicks.
Rob Andrew.
Rob Andrew, yeah. Tennis player, long hair, American.
Agassi.
No, a lot older. First name is his Christian name, and it's
Jimmy Collins.
Yes, that's correct. A Brazilian footballer named after one of the.
Zico.
No,
Socrates.
it sounds like what cows do
Pele.
in the field.
Dunga.
I think he's a weightlifter. Christian name means valuable.
Precious McKenzie.
Correct. Somebody who has a name written on this card. His first name is when you don't score any goals, it's
Nil.
Yeah, it's Anil. And his second name is it's what you know, rhubarb, custard and rhubarb crumble. Jockey was very ill. It sounds like a winner.
Bob Champion.
Correct. Don't know what this bloke does, but he sounds like lots of lavatories.
Toilet.
No, Boggs. Wade Boggs. Correct. Yes. Don't know what this bloke does, but is.
A valiant effort, but sadly it means that Gary's team has 17 and David's team has 25. So our thanks to David Gower, Lee Hurst and John Barnes, and to Gary Lineker, Rory McGrath and Joe Brand. I'm Nick Hancock. They think it's all over. It is now.
More good sports next Thursday at 10:20 on BBC One, and coming up next tonight, Question Time with David Dimbleby.